Trump is getting arrested. Banks are failing left to right. And Chat GPT is taking over the world. Let's break it down in this week's Money Update. So Trump's allegedly getting arrested on Tuesday. Guess what? We don't care. Let's talk about the banks. The banking system is a Ponzi scheme. It's an endless battle of debt and interest, debt and interest. Whenever you go to take a loan out from the bank, they only create enough money for the loan, not for the loan plus the interest. So we need to constantly have money being pulled in the system, which is why we see the government funding things like never-ending wars, helping people in the Ukraine. But in a way, it needs to happen because more money needs to come through the system as people tend to take out more debt. And it's even worse if people save their money, because if you're saving your money, that's less money that's able to circulate the economy. So you're literally pulling the option of giving somebody else a raise because it's sitting in your bank account instead. Obviously, I mean, that's just the name of the game. So I'm not telling you go spend all your money. No, we don't want to start lining everybody else's pockets. People were trying to tell me this is not a bank bailout. I know y'all have been to jail because some of y'all comments are criminal. What happens when you're in jail and you get bailed out? There's money posted to free you from one of your bad decisions. The banks got money to free them from their bad decisions. It is a bailout in textbook terms. Just because it didn't happen the way it happened back in 2008 does not mean that it's all of a sudden not a bailout. They're using different words because they don't want to trigger people to be fearful. If you use bailouts and, quantitative easing, all these words make people know that there's some problems going on, right? So they're going to just soften it a little bit. It's all mind games. So now we have banks that are like, hey, SVB got a little bailout. We see Credit Suisse about to get a quick little cute bailout. We want a bailout too. And they want the FDIC to ensure all deposits for 2 years. Let me ask you something. Let's say you want to go on a birthday trip to Tulum. You know that in order to go on that trip, you got to spend your rent money. But you also know that you have a rich papa or a rich mama that you know is going to give you that money if you ask for it. Are you going to Tulum or not? You definitely going to Tulum. You know you have a fallback cushion. And that's the problem in giving these banks bailouts, because now the other banks are like, wait a minute. All right, now we know that if we start making mistakes and if we start loaning out too much money, we're going to get saved. As you can see, that is a problem. There was a new version of Chat GPT 4. Didn't even know there was 1, 2, or 3. I just thought there was like 1. But either way, right? Now people are freaking out because they're going to be losing their jobs and whatever. All this stuff is going to happen. Yeah, you probably are going to lose your job if you have a job that can be replaced by Chat GPT. Back in the day when they created the tractor, I believe it was, farmers were in a frenzy, right? Like, what am I going to do now that this job, that this tractor is taking over my job? Obviously, farming is very much so still a thing, right? So they didn't get completely eradicated, but the industry does change. We are still going to be adapting and innovative, right? Humans are who created Chat GPT, right? It wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for human innovation. And there are 10 skills that those in charge think we're going to need, and I'm going to come out with that in a whole separate video. But understand that you're going to just have to shift your skill set. Your current skills might be worthless right now, but it's not going to be a forever thing. So don't freak out. Just figure out how you can leverage it. This might actually encourage more one-people businesses, because you can lean on things like Chat GPT to help you become more well-rounded in what you offer, right? So maybe as a content creator, all I could do is just like create videos. It takes me a long time to script. But if I have help scripting, that gives me more time to offer some other skills, maybe copywriting. I could read this, get inspired, and kind of make some more changes. So you can introduce other skills and other services that you may not have been able to do before if it were not for this technology. If you want quick, easy to understand money news that you can actually use, I'm what you need on your feed.